held on to my rose. As each speaker's come up today, I asked them to place the pink rose in the vase. And I didn't necessarily explain why, and some of you might be wondering about it, but the pink rose was a symbol to John and I. I met John for the first time when I went in to see my mom as a school secretary at elementary school, where they had just hired a vice principal. One school, the first school in the state of Washington that was so big that they needed an assistant administrator for elementary level. Now it's almost a common day thing that you see, but Elma Elementary was the first to get a vice principal. And he was the one they chose. And he had been at Aberdeen School District as the teacher, fourth grade teacher and kindergarten teacher and ball player. So some of you, and even relative being born in Astoria, growing up first 5 years in Seaside, where David's family was, and then Long Beach, Aberdeen, Elma. And so I met him in 1979, and while I would wait for Mom to get done with work, I would go into his office and we'd chit-chat, just friends, for 3 years. And once in a while he'd say, "When are you gonna let me take you out?" At that time I was in college, and it's like, I'd avoid the question. And one day in 1982, "When are you gonna let me take you out?" I said, "Friday night." And he got his stuff together and walked out. And I thought, what was that? I guess he didn't believe me that I was gonna go out with him. And I said, when I saw him next, I was like, "Yeah, I decided, let's go ahead, let's go out." Not that my mom was totally keen on that, said she was the secretary, and that's my boss you're gonna go out with. So we went out Friday night, and I'm still living at home, and Saturday comes, and my mom goes to the door, she opens the door, it's John Hill. "Wait, you had your date last night." "Yeah, that's done, you're done. She went out with you, so stop asking." Not knowing that that first date was going to lead to many, many wonderful years, days, moments together. And I had graduated from college and got hired at Aberdeen School District. And I was working at one of the preschools. And here comes the delivery van from Winans florist shop with the pink rose. And the girls that I was working with knew John. They knew him before I did. And they'd say, "Wait a minute, John Hill doesn't send flowers." And it was the first of many pink roses that he sent to me and brought my way. And so it was always our symbol of our love, his love. And so I got a rose from him the day I got married. He gave me the rose at the end of the aisle. When our daughter got married, I made sure Daddy had a rose to give to his daughter. And today I wanted to make sure we had the pink roses. And I know you guys have all been sitting there for a long time. We've ended up speaking longer than what we were planning to do. But I certainly appreciate you all coming here today and being able to hear our words. And I know you all have your own stories, and I hope you will share them with the kids and I, and with each other. And I wanted to say a couple quick thank yous. Thank you to John Glenwinkle, a friend that has meant so much to us through the years. Doug Cotton, for you being here, for you helping to facilitate John's walk and bringing him to the Lord. And one of the pictures in the slideshow showed him being baptized down in Porter Creek. And the picture of the kids when we took them in front of the church to be dedicated. And he did believe in God And someone that I'd worked with had said, when John was very sick, said, "Did you ever tell John you'd be okay, that he could go?" And I said, I feel like I need to do that. So when I got home that night, I went to John, and he couldn't say a lot. But I said, "John, I'm going to be okay. If you're ready to go to heaven and be with Jesus, I'm going to be okay." And John, being maybe John, and maybe God not being ready for him, his answer was no. So he hung out on a little longer. I want to thank Jack McPherson, who came and spoke today, and I know your longtime friendship meant a lot to John, and I wish we could have spent more time together through the years, but I know as we got busy in Shelton. Allison, thank you for your kind words as one of the staff members. And if any of you are willing to do this with me, Mountain View had a school spirit song. You ready? Mountain View Vikings, we're better than the rest. Mountain View Vikings, just put us to the test. We'll try our hardest to do our best. Yes, yes, Mountain View Vikings, we're number one. Thank you, Carol Silva, for speaking from a point of view of the care providers. And I want to take a moment, because I know there's some of you here. Please stand if you were one of John's care providers during his ordeal with dementia and Parkinson's. And thank you, Cousin David, for your words from the cousin perspective. And Laura Rogers is here too. She was at the book as you signed in. Bill Archer did the last portion of the slideshow where John was walking through the hall. That was part of his retirement DVD. And we asked Bill if he would put it to the song of Home. And so thank you, Bill, for that. Scott Bierbauer, my cousin, whose beautiful calla lilies are here today, and his brother Randy, who's videotaping and helping us to have this all able to look back on it. And to the gals who are going to be helping in the kitchen, Amanda, Julie, Jerry, Candy, thank you so much for your willingness to help back there. And so we do have some of John's favorite foods. We even put out a jar of peanut butter, because John was known to eat his hot dog with peanut butter. So if you want to try that, it's there for you to give a try in memory of John. We want to thank Jordan Crumples, who is the manager of the Civic Center for this type of event, and she was very helpful. I think she's up there in her office, so thank you, Jordan. The First Baptist Church is kitty corner, and they allowed us to borrow some chairs. Shelton School District also allowed us to borrow from some chairs. And last but not least, and if I've forgotten to thank anyone else, I'm sorry, but the Mason County Fire District 13, they brought in some chairs also today, because we had no idea for sure how many people were going to be coming. And not only the chairs today, they were one of our benevolent funds, because like Carol said, when she would go for a walk with John, you never knew what was going to happen. And you saw the picture of him with his bloodied face. He'd lost his ability to do that quick reflex to save himself, and did a head plant. And of course, call 911, we'd get the fire district to come and get him help. And they were at my beck and call whenever I needed them. I learned the term lift assist. If you need someone to come help get someone off the ground, you call and ask for lift assist. I didn't use that term once when he fell out of bed. They sent the cavalry, I don't know how many trucks, and the people came in and they said, "He's on the floor." They're saying, "Is he dead?" And I said, "No, he just fell out of bed. I need him back up." So they were at the beck and call. We've already been able to buy a sensor that will look through a wall to see heat, where there's fire, or maybe a body trapped, with the money that's been able to be collected for their benevolent fund. So thank you for that. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. Our other benevolent fund is the University of Washington Brain Lab. Katie mentioned it, and maybe it might sound morbid to some of you, but we donated John's brain to the University of Washington Brain Lab. We not only wanted answers for ourselves, because there were a number of relatives that have had Parkinson's or dementia, and we wanted to find out what it meant for my children, my grandchildren, my niece. And so we have found out he had 3 types of dementia. He had Alzheimer's, he had Lewy body dementia, and he had one that doesn't even have a name yet. There's a high protein, number 46, APT, I don't remember the number. He did have Parkinson's. So he had a real advanced, deteriorating brain that one of the researchers who met with us on Zoom said, out of 488 brains that we've researched, this is the most complex one we have seen, and we are going to learn so much from your donation. So we are still gathering money for both the fire district and for the brain lab. So if you do want to make a donation, please see me or one of the kids. We'd love to be able to continue to support their needs, because they do exist. As Katie said, you never know when something might happen. So the last thing I want to be able to share is something Marissa gave John and I. What a difference a day makes. It says on the bottom, what a difference a day makes. John lived 75 years, 4 months, and 21 days. I don't know which day during those years and months that you met him, but I am blessed that I met that man who became my husband, the father of my children, the grandpa to my grandchildren, and such a wonderful guy. And the things that Marissa had put on here, our engagement. April 10th, 1983, our wedding. July 30th, 1983. Jonathan born, October 2nd, 1984. Eric born, May 31st, 1987. Marissa born, October 21st, 1989. And our 30-year marriage anniversary was the 30th of July, 2013, when I got to see John's face for the first time without a beard. We had our 30th anniversary, and I said, John, I've only known you with a beard. Can we get you shaved so I can see your face? And my sister-in-law said, Kathy says, well, Deb, what if he doesn't recognize himself because he'd already started having dementia? And Jonathan helped me shave him, and we shaved him, and he looked in the mirror, and he had the biggest smile. It's like, there's a friend I haven't seen in a long time. So I need to call this to a close, and my son and daughter-in-law have a song that we want to share with you, and then the parting words will be from John. But thank you again, everybody, for what you've done for me. I know people said, Deb, are you going for counseling? And usually after we've been standing there talking for 15, 20, 30 minutes, I said, well, how much do you charge? You just gave me my counseling session, so thank you all for listening to me.